Let's bring in our panel. We mentioned a bit earlier, we are happy to be joined by Denise Grace Gitcham, Republican strategist, former aide to George W. Bush, and David Carlucci, Democratic strategist, former New York State Senator. Good evening, afternoon here in the U.S. to you both. Good to see you. And Denise, I'll start with you. How optimistic are you about the prospect of these negotiations moving forward quickly this week, as Donald Trump says he expects them to?
Well, I'm always optimistic because I think peace deserves our optimism. Otherwise, it's never going to be achievable. But I also think we're all a bit naive if we believe that Hamas is going to come and actually do everything that we have laid out in the 20-point plan. Look, Hamas is an internationally designated terrorist organization. They're not an organization, a governing organization that requires or even wants international legitimacy. So there are no guardrails. The only thing they respond to is force. And I believe that the international community, especially the Arab countries that have signed on to and supported this plan, are going to help ensure that Hamas does what it is at least initially agreed to consider doing. But I still think we must trust but verify.
Okay, David, do you agree?
Yeah, I think we need to give peace a chance, of course, and be optimistic about it. I'm grateful that the president has put forward this plan, but I am concerned about the lack of details and the ability now that all of the cards are with Netanyahu. The fact that Donald Trump has ceded that authority really to Israel to say, finish the job if they don't comply. And to my friend that talks about Hamas, she's absolutely right that we expect them to follow each one of these 20 points is very optimistic. And that's why I'm just concerned about the devil is always in the details. And I believe that the United States still plays a role in this and a responsibility to be involved in these negotiations, to make sure that peace is actually delivered and long-standing peace. My concerns after the meeting in the White House, we heard Netanyahu tell some of his governing coalition that he didn't think this deal would survive. And that was disheartening. So I'm hopeful that this can actually be the deal where hostages are freed and peace comes to the region. But I still am concerned about these details.
And Denise, this is a hugely symbolic moment, isn't it? The talks are underway. We've got this best chance, in a sense, of peace since the start of the war 2 years ago. And we are on the eve of the second anniversary of the October the 7th attacks, which killed 1,200 people and saw 250 taken hostage.
No, and I think the symbolism of that 2-year mark cannot be understated. As we all know, President Trump loves the symbolism of dates and times and places. And so he's going to want to leverage all of his power to ensure that significant progress enough is made, at least, to make some headline tomorrow when we actually hit that 2-year mark to say peace is underway. Now, whether or not that comes to pass, I think we've all expressed now that that requires a lot of optimism and maybe even some naivete, which isn't always bad. But I think that America, 100% agree with David on this, that America must stay engaged because we are the only force that can ensure that this fragile coalition of new Arab countries that actually are in support of Israel as a state, its statehood, its existence, actually, and don't like Hamas. That's the other great thing about this is that a lot of those Arab countries in the Gulf region don't like Hamas either because they're a destabilizing force. So the self-interest of all of those nations, the Arab nations, plus the force of America and its negotiation ability, I believe is something that gives us the best chance possible for peace.
And David Carlucci, we're seeing pictures of Donald Trump there. To what extent do you think he deserves credit for this? We all know, he's desperate to get this deal over the line and very quickly. He's also desperate to get the Nobel Peace Prize. Is this down to him? Do you think the progress that's been made?
Well, if it works, absolutely. We'll give President Trump credit. I'm concerned, though, that it's putting the cart before the horse, that it's declaring victory before we have victory. And that's what we've seen. Donald Trump saying that this might be the best day in all of humanity and making these really high bar remarks. My concern as well is the distraction. We need to be seen as a unified force and a force of strength. And the fact that our government is shut down right now over something that President Trump could easily fix But instead, we have what seems like confusion, chaos in our federal government. And that's not a good look to our foreign adversaries and our allies. And so there's a lot of distractions, but the focus needs to be on peace and focusing like a laser on this issue. But instead, we're distracted. And a lot of what I hope we'll talk about tonight, but a lot of things that are just made within that Donald Trump is causing this around our country, instead of being a unified force that could really lend that strength that is needed in these negotiations.
David, thank you very much indeed. David Carlucci there, and also Denise Grace Gitsham. We'll be back with you to discuss all of the other big stories of the day, but for now we'll just take a quick break. You're watching The Context USA around the world and across the UK. This is BBC News.